welcome to part 3 of the Enterprise refit build. I'm going to be putting the grass on today, and hopefully if I can I'm going to put the gravel on as well. I just thought I'd go through this process with you because I'm not sure whether any of you guys have actually used any of the Woodland Scenic products before, or how to put them on. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the Woodland Scenic glue. This stuff is meant to be specially formulated for the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing today. And I'm also going to be using the Woodland Scenic grass as well. Now I've got two shades in there. I've got a dark and a light, and it's kind of a 75% dark and 25% light mix, and that's just shaken up. And as you can see there, I've actually put that in a herb or a spice bottle. The main reason being is the fact that you've got that sort of up there to help you sprinkle it on. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And what I've done is, because this is quite a small area, I've actually put some of the glue, a little bit too much actually, to be fair, but hopefully you can see there we've got some glue coming in the shot just there. There's a little miles too much really for what we need, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of, using an ordinary brush that can be cleaned down afterwards, all the areas that are green, I'm just basically going to cover those in glue. And I'm just going to do them one section at a time, because I don't want the glue, I don't want to paint the glue onto all of those sections and then have them dry off before I get a chance to put the grass on. So I just do them one section at a time. So I mean, basically you just get a little double of glue on your brush, and you just kind of, as neat as you possibly can, just start brushing the glue on. This stuff does dry transparent, so it doesn't matter if you go over a little bit, but we just sort of brush the glue on as quickly as we possibly can, really, because we don't want this stuff to dry out that quick. It's quite easy really, you know, it's not sort of hard to do. As I say, you just need to take a little bit of time, a little bit of care. But it's, I mean, hopefully you can see, I'm sorry if my hands are actually getting in the way here, but unfortunately we do need to get in there. Unfortunately I think my hands will get in the way a little bit, especially with this one. So as soon as we got the glue in place, we're happy that we've got good coverage. We can then break out the grass. I'll just move the glue out of the way because I don't want grass going in the glue. And then what we do is we just get this, and then we can just tap the pot. And you're going to get grass go all over the place, but we want to make sure that we get good coverage. Again with this, any grass that's left on there will actually come on or come off, and we can put it back in the pot again, so we don't get much wastage. So that's the kind of effect that you're looking for really. And then what you do is you just gently tip it up to one side like so, and then hopefully, as you can see there, we've got some grass around the place there. The bench is going to need to be cleaned off, but we can do that pretty much for last. Reason being with that is that we just need that glue to set and take hold of the grass there. So if we just carry on, do the next section. Let's just pick the little bit of card up with the glue on it. That's it. Let's see if we can do this without getting in the way of the camera really. So here we go. So we just do this little bit around here. As I say, this is kind of like a fairly easy thing to use really. It's not difficult at all. As I say, it's just a little bit time consuming using this stuff. The good thing is that I learned how to use all of this stuff when I done the runabout build. I just put my hand in the glue. So it's just a spatial awareness problem there, I think. So let's just carry on. I've wiped my hand off. But yeah, this stuff should hopefully help to bring the whole thing alive, really. Make it look that little bit better. Especially by the time we got the gravel in there and we got the trees in there as well. It should hopefully help to settle this down and make it look nice. So that's it. So I'll just get this little bit of grass done on this side as well whilst we're there. That's it. So that's that done. And again, same technique. Just turn the pot upside down. Just tap it about. Just cover the whole thing like so. Get plenty on there. And then we can just tap it off slightly, and then again, once the glue's dried off properly, we can just then go back in there and redo that. Right, okay, I've got some grass in that area that I don't actually want at the moment, so what I'm going to do is just find that one. I just don't want any grass on that bit yet because I need to put the glue on. And I don't want the grass getting in the glue. So there we go. If we just continue on this one now, then we've cleaned that up a little bit. We can just go in and put some grass on these bits. This stuff does dry off fairly quickly. But it's always good just to leave it for a little while. I mean, I would personally leave it for about an hour or so before you move on to the next part. Okay, so this one nearly done. Get closest up to the bridge as we possibly can. Get this little bit here done as well. Okay, so we're nearly there. One of the other things you'll most probably noticed on this as well, we've got some brown spots on there too. What I've done there is I've actually used the perfect plastic putty and just created some high-rise areas to simulate flower beds, and then painted it in the Revell Earth Brown to get the effect that we've got some raised flower beds in there. Okay, so again you can see there's another one that's done there, so that's looking good. So we're just going to go on to the middle one now. Yeah, and I just painted that brown, and then what I do, I've got some foliage that I can put around the place. Just to simulate sort of little flower beds, and hopefully that'll look pretty neat by the time we've finished doing that. So we're nearly finished on this one. You don't want too much glue, but at the same time you want a reasonably sort of good amount of glue, really. So it's a bit like painting when you're doing this, actually, really. I normally, one of the things I normally tend to do is actually load the brush up with the glue, because then you can actually drag it into the little nooks and crannies that you need it to without getting the glue anywhere else. Okay, so that's this one nearly finished, just got that little edge there to do. That's it, so that's that done. And then we can just get the glue back, the grass back out again. That's it, that's that done, and then just shake that off again, just give it a little tap. So we just got the edge here now to do. And as you can see, it's fairly quick doing this really. It's not, as I say, it's not a difficult thing to do. And the effect that you get from it once you've done it is actually quite good. I mean, obviously it's, I wouldn't say that it's completely out of scale, but you know, it's not what you would exactly call 100% in scale at the same time either. So just around the side there of the bench, flip it around so we can get to the last bit there. That's it. And then we just come down this side of the flower bed. That's it, so that's that done. And then we just get the grass again and tap the grass in. So just bury the whole thing and then just gently tap it off again. And there you go. So that's the grass done. And that just needs to be tidied up. But what we need to do, first of all, sorry, excuse me, is just wait for that really to settle in first. Wait for the glue to dry properly. And then once the glue's dry properly, we can then come back, just tidy up the edges where we need to, and then we can spray that down with a little bit of the same glue, the same Woodland Scenic glue. It's actually been thinned down, and then that will actually then stop that grass from moving anywhere. So what I'll do, once that's completely dried, I will come back to you and show you how we do the rest of it. So I shall be back in a minute. Okay, so we've got the gravel in place now. I used the same technique on the gravel as I did the grass, but before I put the gravel down, I did go over the grass with the watered down Woodland Scenics glue. That basically just needs to be the consistency of water, and it's quite an easy technique to do, especially for such small areas. All you need to do really is just dip the brush in the glue and then just gently place it onto the grass, and then it'll transfer the watered down glue from the brush to the grass, and you just keep on doing that until such time that you've got the whole thing done. It will look a bit sodden, but that does actually tend to dry quite quickly. And then once I got the gravel down, I used exactly the same technique as well with the watered down glue. There are a little couple of areas that need to be tidied up. The lawns need to be manicured a little bit where we've got some gravel on there, but that's fine. I'll just wait until everything on here is completely dried off before I do that. So the next thing for me to do here really is to get the bridges down and also work on the benches too. For that I will be using the leftover bits from the Valiant build I did a while ago. That'll form those parts for me. Once that's done, I then just need to form the little corridors at the back of these sections, and also the little screens for the decals, put those in. And once they're in, I'll then be able to sort of go in and just do the last few bits on this really, and get the flora and fauna in, and just a couple of trees. I'm not going to go mad with the trees. The other thing that I need to do as well is sort the ponds out, get the base put in for the ponds, and also on this side here we've also got the little rock that needs to go into that part there, and then we can get the waterfalls sorted out for that. So yeah, I mean there's still quite a ways to go on this before it's actually finished. It's going to take a little while to do this, to be fair, but as soon as I make some more progress on this, I will come back to you. Make some more progress on the Arboretum now. I've used some of the lichen that comes from the Woodland Scenics range. It's something that I've had for a little while but just not used. All I did was I just got some, tore some chunks off really, and then just chopped those up with a pair of scissors just to get them into more manageable sort of sizes. And what I've had to do with these, rather than putting the glue onto the flower beds and then putting the lichen on top, I've had to put the glue directly onto the lichen and then press quite firmly down onto the base, and then just let it bounce up again a little bit, just so it can actually sit on there quite secure, because if you was to brush the glue on and then just plonk it on top, it's not going to stick like the gravel or the grass does. So that's done and looking quite good. We've also got both of the little bridges in now, and they've been stained in the wood dye, the dark oak wood dye. Something that I've had knocking about again for a little while that I thought I'd use on this. So we've got the bridges in, we've also got the little benches in. If we bring this up to the camera so you can actually see that properly. There you go. So with the benches, the backs of the benches were basically two strips of the wooden deck that were just stuck together and then glued to the edge of the ship as well. Sorry, glued to the edge of the little sort of plastic lump that was sitting there. And then we've also just got another little strip of the wooden deck and just glued that on top of the little plastic lump, and that's made sort of three nice little benches, and that from that side is the bridges. And I have noticed on this side actually, and I don't know why I didn't notice it earlier on, but we got that gap there that I'm going to need to fill up as well. But that's right, that's no bother, that's a quick fix. So the only things that I've got really left to do on this now is just to do the little corridors. We've got the little bits of plastic in place on that side and also on that side as well for the, let's get that into shot, for the screens. I've peeled away the protective cover on this side, on the inside, but I've left it on the outside because that will actually help to diffuse the light a little bit more. So that's that bit done. So as I say, the only things I've got left to do really is the little corridors that need to be done on either side, get the base in for the pond, and then get the water in. I think I'm going to concentrate on the bottom of the pond first. I think that's the way to go, because I need to let the stuff settle down on the inside. I'm also going to look at getting the fibre optics in, so it's getting a bit late for me now, so I'm going to start looking at that in the morning and see what we can do. So I will come back to you as soon as I make some more work on this. So I've been working on the Arboretum, but I kind of abandoned that really because I suddenly realised I needed to get the decals in place before I do all of the other work to it. So I've been kind of working on that a bit, but and I thought I'd kind of stop and film this and explain, you know, what I've done, how I've done it, and why I've done it. So as you'll recall, we've got the two screens in the Arboretum that we need to do, and they need to be done really before I do the ponds and the corridors and the trees and the people, because I don't really want to be trying to put those little decals in whilst I've got trees and people in there, because you know things might get damaged. So that's why I've basically stopped and moved on to the decals for that, and then whilst I was there I thought, well, I might as well get the other ones ready. So we've also got the two decals that need to go into the VIP lounge. And then we've also got the decal that's going to go into the rec room, that's going to replace the Vija scene that's in there. If we look at the photo etch part for the VIP lounge, which is this huge chunk of brass here, just there, that gap is where the screen fits, where the screen is for the Vija. So once I've removed that part of the decal, I can then just put a piece of plastic on the back side of the photo etch, and then I'll be able to place the decal in that, and the plastic will also, well, A, keep the decal in place, and B, help to act as a little bit of light diffusion. So I've picked 5 pictures online, 2 which amused me immensely, and then another 3. So what I'll do is I'll actually, because you can't really see these that well, I'll get the original pictures up for you so you can take a look at them, so you can see what you think. So the one on the left is a picture of Spock on the funny planet with the big monsters, where lots of red shirts were dying, unsurprisingly. And I think that episode was entitled Galileo. And that will go on that side of on this screen here. And this one here is just a shot of him on the TOS bridge at the science station. So that's going to go just there. Now, I wanted those 2 in the VIP lounge really because I wanted to pay tribute to the man himself, and because they're the biggest ones. I think, you know, that's kind of befitting there. The ones for the the ones for the Arboretum, we've got one on this side, and then we've got one on that side. We've got Captain Picard. I know, Rivet counters. That's going to go on one screen, and then opposite you've also got Kirk, that's going to go on the opposite side. Now this is where the small children are going to need to look around and cover their eyes, because Captain Picard is being very rude and flipping Kirk the bird, and Captain Kirk is on the opposite screen going, "Oh my god, I just been flipped the bird by Picard." And I just thought it'd be kind of neat. I mean, those, you know, these pictures just amused me quite a lot, so I just thought I'd put those in there. And then the other one that we've got here that's going in the the rec room to replace the little V'ger is DeForest Kelley, and that's a screenshot of him at the gunfight at the OK Corral. Now, as most of you are hopefully aware, before DeForest Kelley became Dr. McCoy, he was renowned for playing the bad guy in cowboy movies. So they're the decals that I've chosen. So what I've done with these is, once I've put them through a piece of software, basically just to get those decals tidied up a bit, get the pictures tidied up a bit, shrink them down, and make sure that they're as sharp as they possibly can be. Once I was happy with those, I saved them. I then went into Paint, Windows Paint, and just exported these pictures into Windows Paint and put them into that particular pattern that you've got there. And then once I did that, I then went along and printed onto a piece of paper like this a couple of times, and I just basically ended up with little decals like so, and basically cut them out and then just plonk them onto the back of the screens to see if that they would fit, and if they did fit, happy days. If they didn't, then I just went back in again and readjusted until I got them to the right size, which these now are. So what I can now do with these is print these onto the decal paper. Now I've got an inkjet printer, so that means that once I've printed these off, I'm going to need to let the ink dry, and then I'm going to need to coat those in a lacquer. The reason I need to do that with an inkjet printer is, if I was just to put these decals in to hot water directly with no protection, the ink's just going to run and smudge and everything, and you're going to end up with a horrible mess. So you need to actually coat these in a lacquer just to help protect the ink and to stop it from running. If you've got a laser jet printer, you won't actually need to do that. So that's that part done for the that's all the decals I've got done for the what I need. So as I say, all I need to do now is just print those off and get those to Picard and Kirk into the Arboretum. Now, I think I'm aware that this video is most probably running on a bit long, So I'm going to stop this one here, catch up with you in part 4, where hopefully we can see the decals in place, and also maybe some work being done to these. Whoever thought that a simple bit like this would have gone into a third video? But hey ho, never mind, that's just the way it goes. I just want to really try and cram in as much detail into these videos as I possibly can for you, so you can sort of get an informed idea of how to do it or how not to do it, depending on your point of view. So I'll catch up with you in part 4, where we can hopefully get these decals in place. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.